Eighth grade students. So this is our first video of these that we're going to be putting together. As I'm doing this and I'm writing things, please copy these things into your book in activity 1.1. It's going to be on pages 112 through 114. Feel free to pause and copy the information down. I would also suggest maybe pausing from time to time and trying to do the problems on your own during these videos and then checking answers with me by unpausing the video. We're going to talk about dilations of figures. We're really going to focus on dilating figures given a center of rotation, our center of dilation, and a scale factor such that the resulting image or dilation is an enlargement in this video. We're also going to touch on what this scale factor is. So we're really talking about these top two bullet points in this video. The getting started begins on page 110 of your book. I'm going to let you do that on your own. So at this time, pause the video and go ahead and do the getting started on page 110 and 111. And now let's talk about dilations. So dilations are transformations that produce figures that are the same shape as the original figure, but not necessarily the same size. I would like for you to highlight or underline that. It's a little bit different than what we've been doing. The rigid motion transformations that we've been doing, translations, reflections, rotations, have produced same shape and same size. Dilations do not necessarily produce the same size. So we're going to look into dilations a little bit further, but first we need to define scale factor. Scale factor is the ratio of the distance of the new figure from that center of dilation compared to the distance of the original figure from the center of dilation. And when that is bigger than 1, it results in an enlargement. Let me show you what I mean here. So this is the image of a logo right here. Here's the logo, and it was dilated to produce an enlargement. So this is the enlargement. And they've differentiated that using the primes here. So here's the center of dilation. Notice that if you draw a line from the center of dilation to each point on the original logo and you extend it, it actually connects to the corresponding point in the enlargement. So the scale factor are these ratios right here. I'm going to look at this one in particular. Okay, so this one in particular, it says PA prime. So they're talking about this distance right here from P all the way to A prime right there. And they are comparing that or writing it as a fraction or ratio compared to PA, which is this distance right here. Okay, so this kind of answers question number 1. I'm going to type the answer to question number 1 right over here. So what distances are represented by each part of these ratios? Well, the distance from the new figure to the center of dilation compared to the distance from the original figure to the center of dilation is represented using these ratios. So these ratios are basically representing the distance from the new figure to the center of dilation, comparing that or writing it as a fraction from the original figure to the center of dilation. And like we've already said, the scale factor is actually greater than 1 because it produced an enlargement. So anytime the scale factor is bigger than 1, it's going to produce an enlargement. Okay, we're going to jump to question number 2, 3, and 4, and I've actually already done these measurements for you. So now we're just measuring different segment lengths and distances in this picture. So I've filled those out for you. Why don't you take some time here and copy number 2, these distances. So these are just distances in the original logo. Copy those. Now number 3, these are distances, corresponding distances in the new logo. So take some time to copy these. Number 4, now we're actually talking about the line segments, the dotted lines. So these are all from the point of dilation to another point either on the enlargement right here or on the original right here. So take some time to copy those. Pause the video, take some time to copy it. And now we're actually going to use all of this information from number 4 to help us determine these ratios in number 5. And remember, these ratios are going to help us calculate the scale factor in this dilation. So we're going to put A prime P over AP. So A prime P is 92 over AP is 46. So 92 over 46, that simplifies to 2. 92 divided by 46 is 2. We're going to do the same thing with B prime P, which was 140, over BP, which was 70. 140 over 70, that's also equivalent to 2. C prime P is 84. CP is 42, which is also equivalent to 2. D prime P was 96, and just DP was 48. Well, look at that. It's also equivalent to 2. Now, B prime C prime, we're going to have to go back up here a little bit. B prime C prime was 68, so now we're going to number 3, and we're comparing that to something in number 2. So we're talking, this is a distance in the enlarged logo compared to the original one. So B prime C prime was 68, and BC was 34, and look at that, also equal to 2. A prime B prime was 68. AB was 34, also equivalent to 2. A prime D prime was 16. AD was 8. 16 over 8 also equals 2. And then one more, A prime C prime is 68. AC was 34. That also equals 2. We have seen that each ratio here that we measured is equal to 2. So this tells us that the scale factor in this dilation is equal to 2. Now, let's talk about the angle measures and some side lengths. How do you think the angle measures of the new logo will compare with those of the old logo? So if you go back and look at the picture, you should notice that the angle measures stay the same. The angle measures stay the same. Problem number 7 says compare the original logo and the new logo. And just what do you notice? Well, we already said that angle measures stay the same. So that means that the shape of the logo is the same, but obviously the size of the logo is different. Okay, and that's a real concise introduction to dilations resulting in an enlargement. In the next video, we're going to look at dilations that result in a reduction. So I hope this helps. Make sure you go back and fill in all of the necessary blanks in your book. Have a great day, guys.